Hello, and welcome to another episode of In Focus. I'm Shade Seymour.
I'm Oriane Duvu.
And I'm Daisy Woodbury. It's a bittersweet day here for all of us media students.
Yes, this is the final episode of In Focus. We had so much fun this semester filming In Focus and working on our personal projects.
We have a great show lined up for you, our audience this morning, with a ton of stories from our media production to students.
We'll kick it off with Christian Rodriguez making his first in-studio appearance right after this virtual trip to the country of Panama.
Hi, I'm Melvin. I'm from Panama, and my capital from my country is Panama City. In Panama, we speak Spanish. My favorite food is arroz con pollo, which means rice and chicken, but it's a mix between both of them. And our favorite expression is queso pa, which means what's up. It's an expression that we all in there use. It's very popular, and if you go around and tell someone queso pa, they will go ahead and reply back to you. The favorite thing about my country would be the diversity that we have and also the love that we have for each other. We are very patriotic, and everything related to our country is deep, deep in our hearts.
Here at the University of the Ozarks, there are many international students who make this campus their home away from home. Willem Pais, a fellow Media Production 2 student, and I take you through the lives of some of these unique students. Let's watch. Coming from Central America, a woman whose dreams and achievements are remarkable. Around 2,500 miles away from home, a story that may inspire your inner scientist.
My name is Maria Fernanda Maltez. I'm from Nicaragua and I'm a sophomore here. I am double majoring in biology and chemistry, and I have one minor, which is art. I really think that my passion towards those two subjects comes from when I was a little kid. I have always liked to read about natural sciences and understanding how the human body works. And when I started studying biology, I understood that there is a close relationship between biology and chemistry, and that's why I decided to do both.
Back in March, Maffer participated on a science conference, and her professor, who served as tutor for her presentation, came to talk with me about it.
When I was doing my dissertation at Baylor University, finishing up my PhD in 2021, I wanted to make sure that I could kind of get the most out of the data that I had collected for that study. And so when I had finished writing everything up and finally graduated in 2021, what I wanted to do was present some of that data at a local conference.
The whole experience was great. I got to meet new people and to network with them, and I really enjoy it.
So I was extremely impressed with how Maffer did at the competition. Obviously, she won the Outstanding Student Research Award. And whether we were talking about her poster presentation or her PowerPoint presentation, she was able to take that information and put a unique twist on it. She generated slides in the poster entirely on her own. She had a bunch of materials from me that I had previously used to propose and defend my dissertation, but she actually generated her own original content in a way that made sense to her. Maffer has a lot of amazing qualities about her. I think that her tenacity and her enduring work ethic are definitely amongst two of the ones that I really noticed in her when I decided that I wanted to ask her to present some of my dissertation data at this local conference.
What are your next steps here at the University of the Ozarks?
I still have two important things to do in the semester. One of them is participating in the symposium. I'm going to be presenting my poster in there. And also on May 31st, I'm going to be going to the national conference, which was part of the award that I received, and that is going to be held on San Diego, California.
What are your life plans toward your career?
Well, because I actually enjoy my two majors, I want to find a way to combine them. And I discovered that I can go to grad school and study biochemistry, so I think that that's what I'm going to be focusing on, and so that I can use that knowledge on research.
At the end, both Dr. Mashek and Maffer gave their best advice to other students to keep pursuing their dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the number one piece of advice is to seek out opportunities. I think that as long as you demonstrate yourself to be reliable, people will come to you. But if you're interested in doing things like research, trying to take advantage of opportunities like that.
I will tell them not to give up and not to underestimate their potential. Because sometimes we think that big things only happen to certain people, but you can do as much as you want.
For In Focus, Christian Rodriguez.
I was a shy person when I came here, but now I'm kind of outgoing person now. In Japan, like if you go to like the university, like as a student, like athlete, I think they don't study a lot. They just study past the class, but that's all. But when I came here, like I have to study and I have to do a lot of things together, and I have to focus on like tennis and studying also. So it was busy, and also I've been so busy now, but like I got enjoy a lot.
I really enjoy people. People here are amazing. Everybody help me every day because I'm really better in Spanish than English, and it's very amazing here because there is so much people who speak Spanish and also English, so I can speak 3 languages, French, English and Spanish, so yeah, it's amazing.
Some of the things, well, there are many things I've learned. I wouldn't be able to pinpoint a lot of them, but some could be different cultures, different opinions, different lifestyles, different goals. All that impacts the way I look at myself now.
I think this is an amazing experience that will let you grow as a person and will let you learn a lot of things about different cultures and about your environment, because at the end of the day you're in a different country and you can learn everything from like the whole environment of the place you are.
It is truly amazing to see international students finding their place here at Ozarks. In our next set of stories, digital storytellers Melvin Mendoza and Eva Kent show us how societal impacts are being made beyond the Ozarks campus.
One of the places that has always been a point of contention in our world is the border. And so we got a grant from our denomination to help support students to go on a trip to engage and to learn and to see, basically to see the border with their own eyes and ears and view it with their heart, as opposed to just looking at what people say on the internet, on social media, politicians.
Nobody really wants to leave home. Leaving home is a very difficult thing to do, especially if you're going to do a transnational kind of emigration. It's culturally very difficult for people. You have linguistic challenges, you have cultural challenges, you have, visa challenges, documentation challenges as far as your status go.
And if you were to ask them what keeps you going under some unimaginable circumstances, most of the time you'll hear them talk about their faith holds and stuff.
It leaves an impact on you, it really does. But I think you also see the incredible spirit that people like that have, that make me, by comparison, I don't have that strength, to be able to endure with the things that they've had to face.
When everything else is gone, what is left is something that bigger than all of us, pushing us and moving us in ways that we hope is for the good, and I hope that that's the case.
If you're interested in telling a story, if you think people need to know something, then get your facts. If you do something that is maybe, while not illegal, but is harmful to another person or is inaccurate, you're going to do damage. It might just be damage to yourself and to your newspaper or your organization because now you're not credible. And when you lose that, you know, as a journalist, that's everything. I think it just kind of goes back to the golden rule, treat others the way that you would want to be treated. And I think if we always have that in the back of our mind, that's a baseline way to approach everything. Wouldn't it be better to go up and introduce myself and tell them what I'm doing? Be open and honest about, I'm doing a story on XYZ. I see that you are here and maybe involved. Would you be willing to come on camera for my story?
The original mission of the church was to basically follow Jesus' commandment that says, feed my sheep. And we've done that in various ways here at North Park. The reverse food truck was one of the beginnings of that. The idea of the reverse food truck is to actually, instead of distributing food that we're used to food trucks doing, we actually go to places and collect food. We learned about how to grow hydroponically, how much more food we can produce in the same square footage that we had outdoor garden beds. We average 500-600 pounds every week. I can talk about the greenhouse first. So I have 20 to 25 volunteers that rotate throughout the month, and there's all different kinds of jobs that we do out here. Harvesting is definitely one of them that people enjoy. We do that once a week. And then after we harvest, we actually have drivers that come, they pick up the tomatoes in the reverse food truck, and then they drive them to the various food pantries around the city that we service. We also have Casa de Vida, which is actually an Alzheimer care support group. It's a respite for the caregivers for Alzheimer's patients who are still living at home. So the caregivers can bring their loved ones up here, and they have some programming, and it gives a chance for the people who are caring for them to have a morning off to run errands or just get some rest from the care that's required. The numbers of, in particular, children that are hungry in the city of Dallas is just astonishing. It's just such a great service and a great way to, you know, try to carry out what Jesus tells us to do by, you know, feeding his people that need it.
Wow, those stories make me realize how important ethnic storytelling is in our industry.
Same here, Ariane. Thank you for Melvin and Eva for such touching pieces. Next, we have a similar story by Brittany Mackey that highlights the Ozarks students and her discovery of her safe space here on campus. Let's take a look.
Hello everyone, my name is Faith Smith. I am from the Bahamas. I attend the University of the Ozarks, and this is my safe place. When you've given your all. I come to the chapel every day. I try to come to the chapel every day because I was built on prayer, and when I say that, like, prayer is just the foundation of who I am today. If it wasn't for prayer, I would not have been here today. I would not have been attending the University of the Ozarks today, and I probably wouldn't even have been alive today. So I feel like taking at least an hour out of my day every day and just coming to pray to God is really important. You are God and God alone. Personally, the chapel has a prayer room, but the way how I pray is not the norm. I'm not a silent person that pray. I pray very loud, extremely loud. So therefore, I come up in the sanctuary and I find like a far off corner. I just want to say that I love you more than anything. It's me, I pray very, very extremely loud, so I rather be further away from persons because it is a peaceful place. Back home in the Bahamas, I am known for preaching and interceding, basically intercession, which is prayer at revivals, retreats, just any event that has to do with God. And once God releases me to go to those events, is either I preach or I do intercession. Something about me that I find very marvelous is the fact that I produced my own prayer CD, We Need Hope, and you could also find it on iTunes and Apple Music. I lift my hands in total adoration. My first book that I published in 2019 is Set Me Free, and my second book that I published in 2021 is You're Built to Survive, Overcome, and Conquer. Because of you, my cloudy days are gone. I like the chapel simply because it's peaceful. You could have your personal time with God and you don't have to be judged. Once again, my name is Faith Smith, and the chapel is considered my safe place.
Ozarks is a safe place for many. When I think of my safe place, I think of the theater and the beautiful stories of life that can be told through so many distinct characters. Fellow theater student Daisy Woodbury and I decided to showcase some amazing individuals in the theatrical lens here on campus.
Hi, we're the Backstage Crew for Shake My Tree.
My name is April, and I'm working the lighting board.
I'm RJ, and I work the fly system.
I'm John, and I pick up a wall.
Hey, it's Lee, and I do props and pick up a wall.
Hey, Melvin here, and I'm doing picking up the wall.
Hey, I'm Rose, and I run. I'm Rose, and I run the soundboard.
I'm August. I'm doing the wall and props.
From fall semester to spring semester, we have been working on the set for Shake My Tree. We worked on setting up lights.
Why? Because we like to hit our heads against the wall.
The third one.
Okay.
But I think I already got them, because that's them right there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I know from my note is that 240, gray sky, add front, up center. I actually think that I'm going to not do the gray sky because I think I talked myself out of it watching the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was an early on note that I had. And so then I'm going to say record 240, enter, and that updates it. And then the next note is
260, do the same.
Same thing.
Making sure each light on our set was lit up and ready to go. We also practiced cues with our stage manager, Sydney.
Standby light cue 380.1 through 382, Hoyland 1 and 2, Fly 4, Crew 5, and sound cue DD through HH.
Standing.
Standing.
We also had to fly in a wall. This was built, painted, and designed by the actors and the backstage crew of the production. Even though we spent about 6 long months making this production come to life, we always had fun and made each other laugh on set.
One last thing before this show goes up. You all of you, August, that's right, you too, Melvin, yep, RJ,
yes sir,
you all need to make sure that you turn down the suck.
Yep.
Okay.
This is the Great Broadway Musical Hour. I'm your host, Pat Farmer.
With the invention of the radio, the world has changed in the way we communicate with each other, share thoughts and promote our ideas, and spread entertainment. One former professor here at the University of the Ozarks found a way through radio to share not only music, but also teaches listeners about the history of the American musical.
I'm Pat Farmer. I'm a retired faculty member. The technical term is Professor Emeritus. I taught theater here for 24 years. The radio show is the Great Broadway Musical Hour, and I've always been interested in musicals. When I was a junior in high school, I wrote a paper on the development of the American musical theater.
Dr. Farmer's show has given him a way to continue his love for learning and teaching in the years following his retirement.
I have a couple of favorite parts about the radio show. I like to have a balance in the show so that I don't do all ballads or all up-tempos. So I enjoy that part of it. It's both a little academic and a little creative. But I hate the 2 hours before a show. It's the same way when I was an actor or when I directed plays here. The 2 hours before any kind of performance is just waiting around for the performance.
The Great Broadway Musical Hour is finding a younger audience here with our students at Ozarks and in our community.
Hi, I'm Melvin. I was working as an engineer in a couple of episodes from the Platformer radio show. The thing that I enjoy the most is just being able to listen to those musical songs that I feel related to, some that kind of familiar to me, and some that are different and I haven't heard it before.
Radio is not the only tool Dr. Farmer uses in his success of learning new information. Reading, watching, and listening to musicals has helped him take the steps to master his knowledge in the world of musical theater.
The library, all libraries, but I know the University of the Ozarks library is full of biographies of composers, lyricists, performers, directors, choreographers. And the more you read and the more shows you read and listen to recordings of the songs, that is your literature.
And even though Dr. Farmer isn't here in the classroom anymore, you can still find him in the studio, educating people through the power of radio.
It is amazing to see both current and former theater students thriving.
Yes, both April and I share a love for theater, and I am so proud that we were able to convey the talent that can emerge from this field.
Speaking of talent, there is an abundance in and around the River Valley as well. Media Production 2 student Garrett Howard takes us into the shop of a local wood carver and artist.
Well, my name's Morgan E. Howard. I was born in 1944 in Clarksville, Arkansas, and I went to high school, graduated here off and on. I was moved a lot during those years, but when I got old enough, I went into the military and spent 20 years there and got out in 1988. And I've been here ever since. I've only been turning since I was about 60. I got a lathe and started learning to turn. The wood tells me what I'm going to make. I don't decide to make anything. I look at the wood, and a lot of times the cracks, the forms, what it looks like, I'll make something out of it then. It basically will tell you what you can do with it. If it's cracked real bad, or if it's not cracked, if the shape of it, you may see something in it. You can see a platter, or you may see a leg for a table, or you just look at the wood. If you look around at all this wood, you got to figure out what it looks like to you.
Last weekend was a fun weekend all for us here at the Anchor Desk.
Indeed, the Office of Student Engagement held its spring formal and Ozarks students were dressed to impress.
Yes, Ariane, for those of you that were not able to make it, do not fret. Kenya Roa made sure to capture the major moments from the night in her recap of the Roaring Twenties.
Welcome to the Spring Formal event. This event was hosted by Aaron Brown, a current senior student from Bahamas. The spring formal took place at the Rogers Conference Center. They had different competitions such as Best Dressed Couple and Girls Competition, as well different Latin and English music. It is a great way for you to know so many different people and make the most out of your college experience. Don't miss in the next year dance.
It was surely a fun night because we love to have fun here at Ozarks. Student producer Denzel Bullard and I took to the campus sidewalks and caught some familiar faces off guard with our segment of Ozarks Trivia.
Hi, today we're here with
Mario Varela,
Mackenzie Becerra,
Skylar,
it's Emerald, Ashley,
you're here with Gunner, Brick,
Emily Spillers,
Virgil,
Jacob Firmo,
Jordan,
Hans Michel,
Stephen Fox. Okay, Stephen Fox, I have a few questions for you.
Yes.
What's your GPA?
Don't know.
3.0,
3.12.
and a 3 point something,
I have a 3.85,
3.8.
3.3.
3.62,
So we're gonna go from last semester's GPA. We're gonna give you that 3.5.
3.30, it's a 3.0,
4.0.
My GPA is a 3.7.
Okay, what's your major?
Business administration.
Health science,
biology,
Chemistry,
design,
business,
Health science with a concentration in public health, and music with a concentration in vocal performance.
ooh,
Biology.
physical education,
biology,
Business administration.
biology, physical education.
How many bones are in the human body?
I don't know.
But I believe it's 356. I have a 3.85.
267, 330 something.
350.
Two something.
How many bones are there in the human body? I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I have to go. I'm gonna go with 206.
What's an LLC?
It's long, lengthily company.
Oh, bruh.
Jesus Christ.
LLC.
It's wait.
Limited liability corporation.
Low, lack. I don't remember.
It's okay.
My GPA is a 3.7.
Boy, that's a limited liability company.
Ooh, good.
Yeah. That's a great question.
I have to go. I have to go. I have to go.
That gave me a good laugh.
Yes. How ironic it is that finals are right around the corner.
With that being said, we wanted to give you, our student viewers, some studying advice from senior Twanisha Lightburns.
Hi, my name is Twanisha Lightborn. I major in chemistry. My minors are sociology, biology, and music performance. I'm from the Bahamas and my GPA is 3.99. When it comes to studying, I typically make questions because I realize that making note cards aren't really beneficial because the notes are in front of you. So, of course, if you're looking at them, you're going to remember them for the time being. But if you put questions on note cards, it forces you to remember the information and see if you actually know it. Every day I would make a to-do list of things that I needed to complete for the day, and that will keep me on track, help me to remember things that I needed to do, and also making to-do lists kind of keep me accountable because the things that I have on the to-do list, I make sure that I do. And also, if I have extra time, I make a to-do list for the next day. But to-do lists are very important because it helps you to remember things. First of all, study ahead of time. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a week. A few days is okay. The second tip I would say is to write questions, because writing note cards with the information on it doesn't help you. The third point I would say is to study in groups. There's some stuff that I got that they didn't get, so I could explain to them, and vice versa. So we helped each other out. My fourth point would be I would say to never give up, because sometimes you want to give up. Things get hard, things get overwhelming. And sometimes you're just like, I don't want to do this today, or I don't want to do this ever. But you came to college with a purpose, so just always have that purpose in mind.
We want to do one more thing in the studio before we close the show today. As we come to the end of the school year, we want to congratulate the seniors for working on this show and all the hard work that they have done for everyone here in the media production program. Sade Seymour, Trinae LaFrance, and Jonathan Smith. Sade is here at the anchor desk with us, and hopefully Trinae and Jonathan are in the control room and are here to say a few words. You have to come here.
Oh, God. You were crazy. I'm supposed to come up just out.
I'm
gonna let Sade go first on that one.
Me? Well, I'm going to be working at a news station in Fayetteville. So that's what's next. And just trying to build my portfolio and all that.
Well, for me, I plan on moving to Nashville to work for a media company. Right now I'm in talks, so yeah, just try to get behind some camera editing, kind of do it all, journalism, everything.
Okay, for me, I'm juggling between two professions right now. One, staff consultant for environmental studies, and then for media, I'm looking to just be a behind-the-scenes camera person.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. We all here are certainly lucky enough to have such an impressive group of people to work with us. You all played a critical role in the program's success, and we will certainly miss you going into the next year. And we're wishing you all the great prosperity.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.